What's up? It's been about 3 days since this season of Ascendance has started, and it's starting off pretty slow. People are taking it pretty easy. No one's going too hard right off the bat, which is pretty good because that's basically my speed. I don't want to come out too strong right off the gate. I like to, take my time and survey the landscape, figure out what I want to do. I kind of came to the game with a pretty basic game plan of like, I want to figure out somebody that I can lock something down with and try to work with long term. I try to do that in most of the games that I play. I try to trust my gut, figure out somebody that I feel cool about, and want to work with them. This game, it's a little bit more difficult because I'm finding myself kind of drawn to a bunch of different people. Christopher on my team, we got split into two teams, the black team and the red team, and we ended up having to name our teams after Casino. I'm on a team Golden Nugget, and the other team is the Flamingo team. Once we got split into the two teams, I kind of started to vibe with Christopher right off the bat. Like, me and Christopher have a very similar vibe about us, I think. And he's somebody that I was like, I feel like I got to work with that guy. He seems pretty cool. I want to be in on whatever he's doing. Another person that I kind of vibe with right off the bat is Jen, because we're both from Ontario. She's from Newmarket. I'm from Mississauga, Oakville area. It's not very often I get to play one of these games with somebody from my area, and that's kind of cool. Like, it's pretty dope that she's from the same area. We kind of root for the same sports teams. There's an easy connection point that I can make there, which is really beneficial to me. And then there's also Rayanne, somebody who I really kind of admire from other games that she's played, and she's worked really close with somebody that I've worked really close with in one of the games that I've played in the past. So I felt like, oh, cool. Even though me and her have never really talked, it's somebody that I feel like I could talk to and get to know, and we have a connection point, which is a really great place to start. Drew is also super cool. We talked a lot about movies over this weekend, and we just kind of bonded over the fact that we both just love movies, and he just seems like a really fun guy, really chill, somebody that I definitely could see myself working with long term. So I guess the issue that I'm having right now is I don't know where I want to lock myself down yet. I don't know who's going to be my person that I'm going to lock in with and completely trust and tell all the information that I know and believe everything that they're telling me. Because, I don't know, the way I approach these games, you have to trust someone. You can't go through these games by yourself. You have to put yourself out there in that way, and you have to open yourself up to be able to be heartbroken, I guess. Someone will either prove you right or prove you wrong, and you can't go the whole game being worried about it. You got to trust yourself at a certain point to believe in somebody else, and that's the only way to get farther. And I don't know who I'm going to do that with yet, but there are a lot of good candidates for me, which is really great. That's a really good place to start the game, to feel like you have a lot of candidates in the game of people that you feel like you can trust and that you can build a relationship with that can last with you longer into the game. So once we got split into our teams, we did have the challenge this week. I kind of shat the bed in the challenge. I was not good. I wasn't even able to get the cups up. We had to basically balance some cups between our hands. I wasn't able to get them up at any point. I dropped them before we were even able to start. I think the performance anxiety of 30-second countdown really kind of got to me in that moment. And it's not like it's a challenge that I was trying to win. If I'm being completely honest, I would have wanted to drop out about halfway through because I don't want to come across as too big a threat as far as challenge-wise. But I did want to perform much better than I did, and I did not do a really good job there. I was kind of disappointed that I couldn't get the cups up right. Once the challenge was going and I was off camera, I actually was able to pick up the cups, and I was able to hold it for a pretty good long time. I think I could have done that for a really long time. So it's kind of upsetting that I just kind of blew it on game day, and I feel like I need to make up for it in the next challenge, do some good work. And I was worried for a while that might be a reason for people to vote me out, because it's been a busy weekend for me. I had errands to run. I was spending time with my girlfriend. It was hard for me to be around the whole time. I was able to touch base with most people. I was able to have conversations with pretty much everybody, but I felt like there was some gaps for me, and I thought because I did bad in the competition, maybe that could be the thing that gets me out. But I feel like I'm putting across a good vibe with most people. People seem to want to get to know more about me, want to try to trust me, which is good for me. I don't want to go home this early. I feel like I have a lot of stuff left to play in this game. You know, I'm still just easing in. I don't want to jump off too fast. I don't want to go play too hard too fast. I don't want to be hit the ground running or anything like that. Like, I am a ease into the game kind of a player. So I'm telling people that I want to work with them. I'm telling people that I'm trying to figure out who I can trust. I am trying to play up the card that I'm super loyal, because I am pretty loyal. I mean as loyal as my options. And I just feel good about the people that I want to work with. I feel good about Jen. I feel good about Drew. I feel good about Ray. I feel good about Chris. I feel particularly good about Erica, even though we haven't had a lot of discussions. I like her, and I would like to work with her going forward. So, like, that's somebody who I feel good about. And as far as the other group goes, the other team, the Team Flamingo, I feel pretty good about Alexander, who I just started having conversations with a few days into the game, because me and him kind of viewed those kinds of conversations similarly. I feel like we're on a similar wavelength in that sense, which is pretty cool to feel like something click like that. I feel pretty good about, Ray on the other team, as I said. I feel okay about Brian. I talked to him a little bit. He seems like a cool guy. I feel like I have a few options. I feel like I have some work to do as far as locking in things and making stuff happen, as far as putting together a group. This game is particularly difficult because the groupings and the tribe makeup or the team makeup is going to switch up a lot. So it's trying to figure out how to navigate that as an individual while also putting together a coalition that can be pretty strong and do something for you later in the game. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get a hang of right now. I don't want to burn myself out or do anything crazy, but I'm trying to gauge what I got to do to set myself up for success in this game. I feel like I'm in an okay spot right now, which is where I want to be. I don't want to start off too high or too low. I feel like I'm in an okay spot, and I want to kind of ride this out for a little bit. And that's kind of my thoughts on the game so far. Like, I feel like the challenge was a bummer for me, but I feel like I've done enough work with people to be able to survive it. I'm kind of looking forward to the elimination tonight. The names that I'm hearing the most is Caleb and Nolan. I don't want to get rid of Nolan. Nolan seems to trust me. I like Nolan. I feel like Nolan wanting to work with me and trusting me as much as he does is a very big benefit to my game. So more than anything, that's the reason I want to keep him. Caleb seems like a sweet guy, nice guy. I would love to be able to keep him, but somebody has to go. And I just don't know where he stands in the game right now. Like, I haven't had many substantive conversations with him. I don't know what his view on like how to play the game would be, who he'd want to go after, any stuff like that. So if there's somebody that I'm not super tightly vibing with right now, it's him. And that's kind of where my vote would lean, especially considering that everybody else is telling me a very similar thing. So, yeah, that's where I stand right now. Hopefully things keep going the way they're going. I can keep building on some of the good stuff that I'm building on. I can get rid of some of the parts of the game that aren't going well for me, which was that first challenge. I'm going to do better than the next one, I promise you. I will bring it. Not enough to win, but I'll bring it because I don't want to win these things. But it's going to be a fun game, I can already tell. Like, it's scratching the itch that I had that I told you about in my intro. It's scratching that itch, and I'm ready to turn into high gear when it's ready. Right now, I like being middle of the pack. I just want to be middle of the pack. I want to ride in the middle of the pack so I can see the people in front of me, and I can turn around and see everybody behind me. I get a full view of the landscape when you're in the middle of the pack. So that's where I want to stand right now. And I'm ready to play some games, baby. I'm ready. Let's do it.